The most heartbreaking moments of history in darts. Let's start with Peter Snakebite Wright, a man who turned agony into art. Before becoming the flamboyant superstar we know today, Wright endured a tormenting start to his career. Imagine reaching 5 major finals and losing everyone. Single. 1. That's like ordering a curry and getting 5 straight naan breads with no main dish. Brutal. But in 2017, the dam broke. At the UK Open, Wright finally clinched his first major title. The crowd erupted, the roof nearly blew off the arena, and snakebite. He sobbed like a kid who just found out Christmas came twice. Peter for the title, 16 ball, what a way to win it. Cue the waterworks, but hold on to your tissues, this wasn't the end of his rollercoaster. Later that year, Wright faced MVG in the Premier League final. Needing just 1 double to win, he missed 6 darts. 6. MVG, ever the opportunist, swooped in like a darts-playing hawk, stealing the title with a cold-blooded 180 start in the decider. Wright's face? Pure, I've just stepped on Lego energy. Agony. What is your most heartbreaking moment in darts? Let it know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, or I'll send you a picture of my broken heart every day. And trust me, it's tragic. Let's go to Michael Smith. The 2022 World Championship Final, Michael Bully Boy Smith vs Peter Snakebite Wright. A clash of titans, razor-sharp precision versus flamboyant flair. Smith, inches from his first world title, threw like a man possessed, 1800s rattling in, checkouts clinical. But Wright, a darts chameleon, shifted gears. 1 slip, 1 missed double, and the trophy slivered away. The final dart fell. Smith's face, a frozen snapshot of disbelief. He'd sprinted 99 yards only to fumble at the goal line. Wright's celebration erupted in a kaleidoscope of color. Smith stood statue still, eyes glazed as if the stage had turned to quicksand. The crowd's roar, white noise. For Bully Boy, silence screamed louder. Darts is a fickle beast. Smith's agony wasn't just a loss, it was a public unraveling. But redemption? It's written in tungsten. A year later, he'd lift the trophy, tears swapped for triumph. But in 2022, the lesson was clear. Even giants stumble, and sometimes the fall hurts more than the landing. Three years, 3 first-round exits at Ali Pali. Diogo Portela, Brazil's darting pioneer, carried the weight of a continent each time he stepped to the ocean. In 2022, the script flipped. Facing Steve Beaton, a legend with the charm of a 70s rock star, Portela didn't just win, he detonated. A 3-0 demolition, checkouts crisp as a caipirinha's lime. The final dart landed, Portela's knees buckled, tears flowed like the Amazon in rainy season. Raw, unrestrained, a floodgate of relief. Beaton, ever the gentleman, applauded. But the crowd, they witnessed more than a match. This was a man exorcising ghosts, proving passion could outpunch pedigree. Sports aren't fair, but for Portela, fairness wasn't the point. This was vindication. Every tear, every sleepless night, every almost crystallized into one truth. Heartbreak isn't an end, it's fuel. And Brazil's darting flag, now flying high, drenched in sweat and samba spirit. Kyle Anderson's smile could light up a pub at closing time. The Aussie ace, a trailblazer with a laugh as infectious as his talent, left too soon. In 2021, the darting world gathered, not for fireworks or fist pumps, but to remember. A video montage rolled, his children's giggles, a 180. That smile. The arena dimmed. A minute's applause thundered, but it felt fragile, like clapping to keep the dark at bay. Anderson's former manager gripped the trophy, jaw clenched, tears betraying his stoicism. Players bowed their heads. Fans wept. Darts for once wasn't a game, it was a wake. Legacy isn't carved in trophies, it's in the silence between claps, the stories shared over pints, the way rivals became family. Kyle's absence lingers, a quiet hum beneath the buzz of every tournament, because darts isn't tungsten, it's heart. And his, still beating in every Aussie, Aussie, Aussie chant. The Premier League stage, bright lights, roaring crowds, and Joe Cullen, darts leather-jacketed rock star, ready to shred. 2022's final was his mic drop moment. 1 dart at double 16 stood between him and glory. But fate, it had a sick sense of humor. Cullen's dart veered wide, clinging to the wire like a bad karaoke note. The crowd gasped. MVG, smirking like a Bond villain, pounced. Cue the villain's theme music. Cullen's face froze, a mix of, did that just happen? And, I need a very long holiday. MVG, ever the opportunist, swooped in, nailing a 180 to steal the title. The arena erupted, but for Cullen, the silence was deafening. Imagine baking a cake for hours, only to trip and faceplant into it. That's exactly how it felt. Darts doesn't do mercy. For every rock star moment, there's a rogue dart that writes a tragedy. Cullen's nightmare? A brutal reminder. In this sport, the line between hero and heartbreak is thinner than a pub's last slice of lime. Next time, Joe, maybe skip the pre-match espresso, or just blame the wires. Picture this: Vienna, 2019. A 6'7" colossus steps onto the stage, his quiet intensity belying the storm inside. Mensur Suljovic, Austria's gentle giant, had spent years chasing a European tour title in front of his own people. The pressure? Mount Everest in a darting arena. Then came Michael van Gerwen, darts terminator, threatening to crush the dream with a match dart. But Mensur, he sidestepped fate like a matador dodging a bull. One checkout of 70 later, the unthinkable happened. Suljovic froze, his towering frame trembling as reality hit. He'd done it. The crowd erupted into a frenzy of Austrian flags and tearful cheers. Mensur stood motionless, eyes glistening as if someone had handed him the keys to a lifetime supply of schnitzel. Even the stoic giant couldn't armor plate his heart against this moment. Darts isn't just tungsten and tactics, it's raw humanity. Suljovic's win wasn't just a title, it was a love letter to Vienna, proof that giants weep too. And for fans, a reminder that even in a sport of sharp edges, the softest moments cut the deepest. The 2012 World Cup final, England versus Australia. A sudden death leg dripping with tension. 4 players, 2 nations, and 4 missed match darts that turned the stage into a pressure cooker. For Australia, victory was this close until Adrian Lewis, England's sharpshooter, stepped up. 1 dart, double 10, bullseye. England erupted. Australia? They were left staring at a nightmare in slow motion. Paul Nicholson, Australia's fiery competitor, crumpled to the floor. His face, a mix of disbelief and raw agony, like he'd just chugged a Vegemite smoothie. The crowd's roar faded into white noise as Nicholson buried his face in his shirt, the weight of so close yet so far crushing him. Even the stoicest fans winced. This wasn't just a loss, it was a dagger through the heart of a nation that dared to dream. Sports rarely deliver clean endings. For England, Lewis's dart was legendary. For Australia, a ghost that still haunts. Nicholson's tears, the shattered hopes, the cruel beauty of almost. This saga wasn't just darts, it was a blockbuster tragedy, proof that sometimes the loudest stories are written in silence. Dartitis, a nightmare for any darts player. Known as the yips of the sport, it's a psychological battle that turns the simple act of releasing a dart into a trembling ordeal. For Barry van Voorst, this condition nearly ended his career. Imagine standing at the Osh, your mind screaming, "Throw it," but your arm freezing like a glitching robot. Van Voorst faced this torment daily, his confidence shredded, but in 2017, he staged a comeback that defied logic. At the 2017 Grand Slam of Darts, Van Peer clashed with Cameron Menzies in a nerve-shredding deciding leg. Against the odds, Barry fought through his dartitis, hitting clutch doubles to secure victory. The crowd roared, but the real story unfolded off-stage. Menzies, defeated, stood slumped at the back, his face a portrait of devastation, like he'd just watched his last pizza slice tumble into the abyss. Victory for one, despair for the other. Darts thrives on these razor-thin margins. Van Peer triumph wasn't just a win, it was a middle finger to the mental demons that tried to bury him. Meanwhile, Menzies' heartbreak reminded fans that for every champion, there's someone left picking up the pieces. Darts, the ultimate emotional seesaw. The 2019 World Championship wasn't just a tournament, it was Raymond van Barneveld's last stand. Barney, the Dutch titan with 5 world titles, had announced his retirement. Every match felt like a eulogy. Fans clung to every dart, willing time to slow. Then came the second round, a grueling clash against Darren Young. Barney, battling aching shoulders and the weight of legacy, clawed to a 3-2 lead. But fate? It's a merciless referee. The final leg. Barney missed match darts like a flickering light bulb fighting a blackout. Young pounced, stealing victory. The crowd froze. Barney, ever the showman, forced a smile, but his eyes betrayed him. Glassy, distant, like a sailor watching his ship sink. He removed his wristbands, kissed the dartboard, and walked off. No fireworks, just the echo of "We will rock you" fading into silence. Legends don't always exit on shields. Sometimes they exit human. Barney's goodbye wasn't fairy tale, it was real, raw. A reminder that even kings bleed. But in that vulnerability, he gave fans something truer than trophies, a heartbeat. "17 years old, a baby face, a killer's instinct, Luke Littler, the darts prodigy, didn't just enter the scene, he detonated. At the 2024 World Championship, he bulldozed veterans twice his age, checkouts sharper than a TikTok trend. Fans blinked. Was this a prank? A hologram? Nope. Just a kid from Warrington rewriting the rules. His semi-final run felt like a fever dream. Littler, hoodie up, smirk intact, took out 170 finishes like he was snacking on crisps. Opponents stared, equal parts baffled and terrified. The crowd chanted, "Luke, Luke," like he'd invented the game. But reality bites. In the semis, experience trumped youth. Littler fell, but not before igniting a wildfire. Darts has had phenoms, none like this. Littler didn't just play, he vibed. No pressure, no fear, just pure, unscripted joy. The sport's old guard, suddenly relics. The future, bright, brash, and wearing a hoodie. Watch out, world, the kid's just warming up. And there you have it, darts in all its glory. A sport where dreams soar like a 180, only to crash into the wires of reality. From tearful farewells to teenage meteors like Luke Littler, who's already scribbling his name in tungsten ink. The drama never stops. Will Littler rewrite the rulebook? Will another legend rise or fall? Who knows? But one thing's certain, every dart thrown writes a new chapter. So grab your pints, folks. The next bullseye, breakdown, or did that just happen? Moment is always one throw away.